All right, Brandon, 3-0 win, 4 wins in a row for your team. What stood out to you in this one?
Yeah, I think the attention to playing defense. I think I said it last game. I think there's guys in this dressing room that some people may not know, but you're going to definitely know who they are by the end of the year because they've been doing an incredible job. They've been buying in and they've been lifting us up. You look at our back end. I mean, it's common sense. We're missing a lot of good players on the back end that have been in this league for a long time that do a ton of amazing things for us. But the guys that came up here have done an even better job, and it's fun to watch. And like I said, I mean, it just shows their depth and the confidence, and everyone's just. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but everyone's just making that 1% better to try and fill those roles. You'll never be able to, but they're doing one hell of a job at it.
You give them a ton of credit, which is deserved, but how have the veterans, the guys that have been around, been able to kind of just welcome them in and make sure they feel comfortable out there?
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I think just a lot of communication, a lot of talk, make them feel confident, make them believe in themselves, and do everything with a purpose, and I think that's what they've been doing with. I mean, I always try to say if you're going to mess up doing it hard, and they've been doing that. So I think... I mean, obviously, it goes with the veterans as well. I mean, we got to pick our game up a little bit better for those guys on the back end as well, and even the guys up front. You're missing 50 goal scorer in Braden Point, and you go down the list up front. So it's obviously not easy, but it gives you so much more confidence when you can just believe in the next man up, and that's what this team's been doing.
Brendan, you mentioned the attention to detail. The shift that led to the second goal, Anthony's goal that you set up, you guys really did a good job of dogging the puck in that zone, and then you transition. I mean, how much of that is, paying attention to defense and it leads to a good offensive chance?
Yeah, I think your best defense is your best offense. The quicker and harder you can be in the D zone and create loose pucks and battles, the ozone's going to take care of itself, and that was it. I think it was, I don't know if it was Carly or Sance poked it there, was able to get it to me, and I was able to give it to Cooch. Just little things like that. I mean, using your stick, being hard is going to turn into good offense, and I think we're doing that, and we got to continue to get better at it, obviously, but everyone buys into it and knows that take care of defense, 2 points is going to come, and then also the offense is going to come too.
What do you see out of Andrei lately? He's 3 goals allowed his last 4 starts.
Yeah, I mean, best goalie in the world. There's not much more to it. I mean, people can say what they want about Vasi, but when he's in the back of the net, you have a chance to win, and I mean that in the playoffs. I mean that in the Stanley Cup Finals, and I mean that in the regular season. So he builds so much confidence in this group, and I'll continue to say it until I'm out of the league, or until he's out of the league, that he's the best goalie in the world, because. Me personally, you come in the room, you see his number circled, just gives your group that much more confidence.
Is there a good correlation between the way you guys are playing defense and the lack of goals against?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing good defense, and obviously that's going to help out your goalie as well. But at the end of the day, he's making saves that are going to help your team win as well at key times, and that's all you can ask for, and he's making incredible saves, actually, but because sometimes it's not going to be pretty. There's going to be chances from the other team. I mean, you're crazy if you think we're not going to give up a grade A every single game, and it just seems that he's always finding a way to save that puck. So he's been good for us, but as much as we can limit them on the defense, I think we've been doing a decent job at that.
First shutout of the season for you, first shutout of the season for your team. What did you think of your team's defensive effort in front of you?
I mean, Hex said it all, probably. Playing great defense the last few games. Obviously, our D-core is a little Syracuse-ish, I'd say that. But I guess, as you can see, no matter who we got on defense, I mean, obviously they're great players, but as long as you execute the game plan, we'll be just fine.
How about you? It's only 3 goals allowed in your last 4 games. I mean, how do you feel about your game? And you think back to the save you made against Edmonton the other night too. I mean, you just kind of feel locked in right now.
I mean, we're playing so many games that you can't even be happy after the game or be mad after the bad game. So it's like just turn the page next day and you're back to work and I mean, obviously it feels great, but at the same time, it's a lot of games, and just you have to stay consistent, not too high, not too low.
You guys have won 12 of the past 15 games, and a lot of that has been because of not allowing the goals in. What have you seen differently maybe from the first 7 games to what we've seen over the past 15 in front of you?
I think we're just managing the puck better. Less turnovers on our goal line. That's, I think, the biggest factor. And as you can see, we have a lot of one-goal games this season. So when as long as we give up 2 or less, I think our forwards will do the job and score a few. So that'll be enough to win the games. So.
All right, Darren, 4 wins in a row for your team. What stood out to you in this one?
I really liked our defensive game in the third period there. We're up 2 goals and kind of really shut them down a little bit. And, we pressed when we had to, and, we defended well when they were coming down. So, I really liked our third period.
How much of that has really been the key over the past 15 games or so since that start, paying attention to the defensive side of the game? Yeah,
we're working out in practice. We're trying to focus on it a little bit, and, it's really paying off. And like you said, it's really coming together the last 15 games, and we're just trying to continue to work at that.
What's the challenge when you literally don't know what the lineup's going to look like every night?
You just got to worry about yourself and make sure you're contributing and doing the right things, and whoever we put in there is going to do the job, and we all know that, and you just got to make sure you're getting up for each game.
What are you seeing out of Andrei?
Same old Andrei. Stellar as always. It's fun to be around.
You guys have won 12 out of the past 15. I know puck management has been a big part of it, but also how much has it been like the attention to details in the defensive zone?
Well, we've defended, but it's defending's hard because you're playing without the puck. It's not as much fun. It takes a lot of work. It takes energy. But when you're defending with everything in front of you, it's easier than when you're chasing. And you're chasing pucks when you're turning them over, or you're not managing properly. You're not putting them in spaces you need to. And so it makes things a lot more difficult. And we're just not really doing that right now. And we're playing a pretty complete 200-foot game, and you don't eliminate these odd man rushes you give up. And like I said, you see everything in front of you, you let your goalie see the pucks. It makes for, you would hope, an easier night. And, it just worked out for us tonight.
What has that challenge been, considering you literally don't know what the lineup is going to be from night to night?
Yeah, I think you look, do we have a lot of big-name players out of our lineup? There's no question. But the players that are filling in, they showed us stuff during camp. And as much as, at times they may think, if somebody else comes back, I may go back down. But they're not thinking that. They're thinking, I'm going to continue to play here and be a part of this, the Lightning. And their guys are making a great case for, being a part of this team, if not right now, but in the future. And so it's a pretty collective effort. And I got to give the veteran guys a lot of credit for making everybody feel comfortable that hasn't been here the whole year. And the young guys are seizing the opportunity, and so it's been fun to watch.
JJ Moser's played a big part in filling some of those gaps. What have you seen from him over the last year now that you've had him for as many games as you have?
Mo? Well, first of all, how about that block he made in the third period? And that's the kind of effort you're getting from guys. I think, we're not looking at the scoreboard saying it's 1 or 2-0. We got to make it 5-0. It's 1 or 2-0. Let's keep the 0-0, and Mo's been doing that for us. And you need some breaks along the way. The goalie's, stopping everything, but at times he might be in trouble, and Mo bailed him out on that one play. And I think Vass acknowledged him. Did Vass give him a pat on the head when he was sitting there in the crease? But Mo's a hell of a player. And again, you have some of the names of, the backs of the jerseys of some of the guys that have come through here and play here now. And, at times he can he just goes about his business and, quietly is a complete, 200-foot defenseman, and he he's like an eraser. And every time something breaks down, he erases the mistake, and it's great to have him back there.